Boy, don't it sound nice out here. Nice and peaceful, quiet. Nobody disrupting the peace. Nobody telling me what I can or can't do. Nobody trying to squash my free speech at the moment. Beautiful. Mother Nature. The way God intended it. But, we have an issue here. And I don't see it getting rectified anytime soon. And I'm sorry if the bugs are disrupting your enjoyment of the video here. Actually, they're probably more enjoyable than I am. But, you know, it is what it is. My issue is with YouTube. Yes, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Yes, you. Those are the powers that be. You know, history points us to, and oh, here I go, pointing to history again. People like Joseph Stalin. Darn it, forgot the one. Chairman Mao. Adolf Hitler. People who done what you're doing and got away with it. Thought it was, okay, let's do this. They'll never know. There's nothing to see here. Nothing. Guess what? I ain't shut up that easy. You pulled my video down. Because it doesn't agree with your standpoint, because you want to believe the CDC, the WHO, and whoever else you're looking at. Because they refuse to listen to the science. They just make up crap. Proof? Look at Mr. Fauci, whatever his name is. I'm not saying it to be mean, I just really don't know, because I don't really care. He has backtracked, stumbled, misspoken, whatever you want to choose to call it. Oh, heck, I don't know. Since February of last year, probably 5-6 dozen times, and yes, you guys are going to have to deal with traffic. Here comes a car. There goes said car. One day it's this, next day it's that. Next day it's this, next day it's that. Over a dozen different things, he keeps flip-flopping around like a fish out of water on the ground. Flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop. You know, I can deal with him because I know the science. I know the facts behind the science. You know, back, and I'm sure, because you know what, I'm not going to call it Red Dragon right now, because I'm going to call it what it is. SARS-CoV-2, or COVID-19, because apparently it's okay to say it, you just can't go against mainstream media and, you know, tell all the truth here. The truth is, and let me put it in simple perspective here. Take that cloth mask that they're telling y'all to wear, which is no better than the shirt I'm wearing. And here's a perfect example. Go and get some bug spray. I don't care what kind. Flea, tick, wasp, bed bug, whatever. Spray it in the room, then walk into that room with your shirt over your nose. Can you still smell it? Is it making you choke and cough? Guess what? The particles in that are bigger than the particles of COVID. Not by a whole lot, but enough. So if you can still smell that, and COVID's smaller, which means it goes through a lot more, that means, dang it, man, it can go right through that stupid little cloth mask you're wearing. Technically, to the best of my understanding, and mind you, I'm not a scientist, I just do read a lot of papers by doctors who are far smarter than I am, who are getting paid to do the work that they do. You know, mind you, they're living in $1 million homes, and I'm living in this. Not that I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, they smart. If they weren't, they wouldn't be there. But the simple fact of the matter is, any good doctor will tell you that any pathogen, such as COVID, is an airborne particle. I stated that last year, back when the first cruise ship suddenly started developing. There's one, get out of here, bugs, then 2, then 20, then 30, then 60, then the whole dang ship. 2 months after it was supposedly cleaned, well, you know, they cleaned the rooms and floors and walls, maybe the toilets, I don't know. They finally put the ship back into service. A professional crew went in there. Professional, medical professionals. People who are paid, who have doctorates and other 2 and 3 letter signifiers behind their name. Found COVID-19 in the air ducts, 20, 30 feet down in the air duct. Well, ain't nobody crawling through air ducts, so how the poop did it get there? It's airborne. I stated that back then. Now I have in my possession medical paperwork that proves that as well. Oh wait, y'all don't care? Because it doesn't match the CDC and the WHO. The CDC and the WHO have been lying to you. If they can't keep their story straight, because you know what? If y'all think back to when y'all was kids, maybe y'all were never kids, I don't know. Maybe y'all just some kind of whatever. One of the things my parents taught me is if you're going to tell a lie, and you keep telling that lie, eventually you're going to mess it up. Or you're going to have to tell bigger and bigger lies, and they're going to snowball, and eventually you're really going to mess it all up. Yeah, the WHO couldn't keep it straight. Fauci hasn't been able to keep it straight. Janice Plasky, whatever her name is, and I'm not saying it to be disrespectful. I don't know. I don't remember. She can't keep her story straight. Individual governing bodies of each state have said one thing or another, and now it's come down to the point where nobody knows exactly what's going on, yet the people who will tell you what's going on, oh no, we can't listen to them. Oh no, it's different than what we've been told. Heaven forbid. But I'm not a doctor. I just read a lot. When I was a kid, my mom and my teachers called me Encyclopedia Brown. If anybody remembers a comic strip, this was about a child who everything he read, he remembered. Verbatim, perfectly. It was a cool comic strip. I kind of liked it when I was a kid. It was in a Sunday paper every week. I miss the Sunday funnies. Now you can find it online if you're willing to pay for it. But, you know, excuse me, not bad manners, just good ice cream. Because I still have my freedom. I can buy me my ice cream. For how long remains to be seen. But anyway, I digress. Sorry, just watching the neighborhood. But when I read something, I don't just read it and say, oh, that's it. That's the end all, be all. No, I go searching for more information. As I recommend everybody who watches this channel do the same. I have in my possession 15 PDFs, and they're out there publicly at the moment until they're squashed, just like my last video was, of a Mount Vernon, Indiana town hall type meeting. Now, if you go to Mount Vernon's website, I do believe you can still find it, at least at the moment, until somebody gets wise and they, sorry about the traffic, they decide to hide it too. But it's on my Discord server. And it's under the Red Dragon heading on the side there. Left side of the bar. When you come into the server, left side you'll see Red Dragon. But why am I a little upset? Well, I do believe I come at it from a very Christian standpoint, that I'm telling the truth. And in the way you do it, you're saying I'm misrepresenting what I'm saying, which means you're calling me a liar. And you know what? There's 3 things in life that I don't like. First off, messing with my kid. Bad idea. I've almost went to jail once for my kid. I'll do it again. Because you know what? My kid's everything to me. Whether anybody else wants to believe it or not, all 3 of my kids. I got 3 boys that are mine. You harm them, I'm a bear you don't want to cross. I know that's not very Christian, and I do my best every day not to do anything rash. I have to pray about it every single day. Because I don't want to hurt nobody. But don't hurt my kid. Second thing I can't stand is being called a liar. More cars. I can't stand that at all. Yeah, I have a real issue with that. I've quit a job for that. Boss asked me to do something. I went and did it. Had witnesses that I did it. And then the boss came and said, "You never did it." I said, of course I wasn't very smart back then. I said, "F you, I quit." I wasn't polite. I was very belligerent at that age. I was 17. Thought I was 10 feet tall and bulletproof. It was stupid on my part, I admit. I look back and regret it. Not the quitting part, the swearing part. Because that was wrong. The third thing would be messing with my spouse, which I'm not married right now, so most of y'all safe. Y'all ain't got to worry about that. If I had a significant other, that would be the third thing you don't want to cross. So YouTube, yeah, I'm speaking to you. YouTube right over there. Yoo-hoo. Pay attention. Clearly. You're crossing over into biblical territories. Suppressing free speech, which this country is founded upon. This country is... There goes a Jeep. This country was founded upon people from different nationalities all melding together in one country. Hence the original name, the melting pot. It was founded on various ideas from different religions, different faiths and backgrounds of nationalities, but all coming together in an agreement to disagree at times if necessary. You know, we're not always going to agree. That's an impossibility. To be politically correct is an impossibility, because that would mean you have to give up on your own thoughts and ideas and dreams and everything else just to satisfy somebody else. I'm sorry, myself and a couple million others refuse to do that. We're not giving up on what we believe, how we feel, and we're not going to sit by and take the lies that you continually want to shove down our throats. We're not baby parakeets who need to be fed with a syringe. Most of us are free thinking, which means we use our brains to analyze what's going on, and by the grace of God, He's granted me a very analytical mind, much to the dismay of many people. I tend to overanalyze some things, which is bad. But nonetheless, I analyze. I use my brain for free thinking. Now, people at YouTube and Facebook and other platforms, Twitter and all the Instagram and all that other stuff, they all are cracking down on anybody and anything that doesn't agree with what they're saying. You don't like this policy the government's produced? Don't you say nothing about it, or we'll strike you. You don't like the way this law's been passed by here or there? Don't you say nothing. No, no, no. So a country that was founded? Yeah, well, it's frowned on, I guess. But a country that was founded upon free thinking, being able to get along even if we disagreed, moving forward together as a country, not divided, because as a biblical standard states, a country divided cannot stand. And this country's falling apart pretty doggone quick. But YouTube, here's a stark warning to you. This ain't coming from me. I'm not threatening anybody. I'm just making a simple observation and statement. Mind your P's and Q's. Or all that beautiful little ad revenue you keep getting because you keep deleting all these channels and, oh, you're not advertiser friendly because you don't do this, you don't do that. You're going to wind up pushing or deleting everybody off your platform that doesn't agree with you. Then you're going to realize that some of these companies are going to say, hey, we're not generating any revenue off our ads over there. We're not paying you guys anymore to publish our ads. Then you're going to start losing advertisers again. Then you're going to blame it on another group. Because see, right now it's Christians. Because you know what? Work hard. Motorcycle. I'll wait till he goes before I finish this part. Like I was saying, right now it's mainly Christians. There are other non-Christian people who believe what I'm fixing to say. The facts are, the video you took down of mine is correct. Scientifically proven correct. Contrary to the lies and other atrocities that certain people in our government are pushing through. So you squash it, just like you did with the Second Amendment people. Oh wait, how was that phrase? Those people who are God, guns, and country. Christian, faith-based people who believe in the Constitution and are patriotic. Most of which, not all, but most of which took an oath, I will defend this country against terrorists, both foreign and domestic. Did you catch that last part? Foreign and domestic. Now the Bible tells me to turn my cheek. You got me there already. So I'm giving you this one. I'm going to give you a chance to redeem yourself. I will be reposting that video sometime in the next 24 hours. And I fully expect you to go ahead and take it down because I know what you're going to do. You're going to squash my right to free speech because you don't agree with it, because your government overlords are telling you he's not telling what we need the people to hear. It's a proven medical fact. Everything that was stated. I've been stating it for over a year. I warned at the beginning of this year we'd have a third wave come through this country with a possible third lockdown. I wasn't definitive on it like I was with the third wave. And recently I warned of the Lambda variant, which surprisingly just hit the United States shores. Wow, convenient. Some might say I had something to do with it. Wasn't me. Nice try though. It wasn't me. And the latest medical report coming from doctors from many areas of the world, not just here in America, not just those people in your back pockets who kowtow to everything you ask and say, are stating that this is far more resistant because it is mutated more than the original to any vaccination you can provide. Why? Because the vaccinations that are being distributed right now are based on the A variant of it. The very original one. Off the information that China has given to all these pharmacies around the world. And their efficacy is at best poor. Look at the stuff that's got, let me think, where was it? Germany. The lab over in Germany, its efficacy is below 20%. To the point where the lab is considering just throwing them out to the world and saying if anybody wants it because it's no good. Which means there's going to be third world countries who are going to, we're relying on it, give it to us. And it ain't going to do a bit of good, unfortunately. Because they're lied to. So here's my other cheek, YouTube. I'm going to give you a chance to smack that one too. which then will probably put me in the doghouse for a week, which means I won't be able to do nothing on YouTube for a week. So if y'all want to hear from me, you're probably going to have to hit me up on Discord or Facebook, unless Facebook hits me too, which is possible. But YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever other social media platforms you and the ABC groups cover and control, Google, heck, Yahoo's right there with you. I'm telling y'all, y'all creating an issue. It's an issue you're not prepared to deal with, I can tell you that. How do I know? I just read history books. And let me put it in really stark perspective. Just in case somebody at YouTube may actually have a partially open brain cell over there, and yeah, I'm being a little derogatory, and yeah, I mean it. Forgive me, Lord. You want to know what you're turning things into? Go look at Venezuela. Go look at China. Go look at Cuba. Look at how things are run over there. Just exactly what you're doing. Oh no, it's against what the government says. Shut down all the internet. In several of those countries. Don't let the people talk to the outside world. No. Shut them off. That's what you're doing here. Somebody speaks a word that you don't agree with. Oh my gosh, the world's going to end if we don't shut them up. Kill them. Take them off. Take their platform away from them. You can't shut us all up. You can try. And if you push everybody off your platform, they will find other platforms. Like BitChute and Rumble and all these other ones. I don't care how many subscribers I have or how many watch hours I have. I don't. You see, I'm not one of these people who are going to sit there and kowtow to you because, oh, I'm losing my income, I better stop. No, I'm not. Sorry, not going to happen. Don't care. There are those who will, yes, master. Yes, master. I bow down to you, master. Not me. And there's a few million other people just like me out here. They're just quietly waiting on the side, watching. Because, you know, those people with situational awareness are sitting there. They're conditioned yellow. They're waiting, watching to see how things transpose themselves on the stage, the world stage. Car. Y'all ain't ready for it. Want me to give you a little history example? Boston Tea Party? Ring a bell? And I'm not talking the Tea Party of today either, people. If it hasn't been expunged from the history books yet, go look up your history books for the Boston Tea Party. Or look up the phrase, taxation without representation. Oh, oops, sounds like today. And you know what? I'll even call into members of our Congress, the House and the Senate, who were voted by the people to do the people's will. Not voted by the people to do their own will. Or to take kickbacks from companies. Because you know what? They do it a lot. It's proven. It's fact. How else can somebody who's only supposed to make, say, $140,000 a year as a senator or a member of Congress or whatever it is, some of them ain't supposed to make that much, really, can after 30 years be worth multiple millions? I can name 1, 2, 3, 30, 75 of them, probably. Well, maybe not that many. It's probably a slight exaggeration, but not by much. Who have been in politics for the last 25, 30 years, maybe 40. Starting to ring some bells there. Who are worth multiple millions of dollars. you don't do that, well, of course, they don't sit there and do their job very often. They're always taking a week or two off here or there. Even those people we think are voting for us and trying to help us, well, they aren't. Oh, excuse me, Chair. I'd like to vote that we all take the next 2 weeks off to spend time with our families. Or take expensive business trips to Cancun or Guadalajara or wherever. Or let's all go to the Mediterranean for 2 weeks. Let's shut everything down, just go for 2 weeks. Excuse me. So yeah, members of Congress. And that includes that funny little house that is absent of color on the street named after a city. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You were voted by the people, not dead people. Well, wait, yeah, you were voted in by dead people. Proven. But I'm not going to get on that part. That'd be an hour-long video in and of itself. So yeah, this is an opinion piece. This is my opinion. Will it stay up on YouTube? Or will they squash it like they do everything else? Who knows? But here it is, YouTube. Here's my other cheek. Jesus said, forgive your brother 70 times 7. Well, YouTube, you ain't my brother. Matter of fact, in this context, I would consider you a Philistine. Taunting people, trying to take away their rights and their livelihood, because you've killed some channels that relied on their revenue. And they've just vanished. Some of which won't even respond to emails anymore. That's sad. So here you go, YouTube. And Google. And everybody else. And I ask anybody that watches this video to share it far and wide. Let's make this go as viral as possible. Because you know what, YouTube? You've crossed the line. Not just because it's me. I'm just sick and tired of seeing it happen to everybody else. And everybody else is sick and tired of seeing it as well. That's all I got to say for now. Tomorrow, or within the next 24 hours of the time of the posting of this video, the video that they took down will be reposted. And so if y'all want to catch it and see it and hear it, y'all better be there or be left out in the cold. Like I said, it's Mount Vernon, Indiana. It's where it happened. Check the doctor's credentials. He's legit. I went over all the PDFs. They're legit. So, here you go, Facebook, YouTube, Google. There's my other cheek. Next, it's in your court now. Be safe, all. God bless.